Hello and welcome to Hunt Showdown, a discussion series. This is episode 5, coming to you a week late because I'm an idiot. Today I am your host, Max, and with me is Ethan.
Who's less of an idiot, apparently.
And Nuno.
Who spent an hour with the idiot last week?
Okay, so, quick update. The reason that this podcast is a week late,
Because you're an idiot.
is because I kind of accidentally deleted the file after editing. Like, it was all finished, but then I was exporting, and then I replaced the file with the new file, and therefore it had nothing to export, and I created a computer paradox.
You broke it.
It was a great time. I was very pissed off.
I loved reading the messages.
Oh,
It's like, I'll have a week off. I'll move house, normal shit. Surely these two can't fuck it up that badly. Turns out you can.
yeah. It was definitely not a fun time. So I'm very sorry for both Nuno, mainly because he was actually in it, and everybody else who would be watching normally, for that not being around. But I guess
Those 10 people.
yeah. But I guess in any case,
Those 10 people clearly have nothing better to do.
yeah, apparently so.
And then now they probably just spent an hour fapping instead.
Yeah, good.
Actually,
way to
that sounds
spend
like
time.
more fun.
Yeah. But basically, we might as well move on to what we were talking about last time, I guess. We'll just kind of revisit all the shit, and this time we'll have Ethan to give his terrible opinion as well.
Yes.
So, let's go for it. New big update. 1.5 is out. It's big and it's beautiful.
And it's big.
Yeah.
And beautiful.
Oh, God.
And big.
And
And
beautiful.
And beautiful.
Right.
Alright, let's keep going.
But basically, it is the big custom ammo update, and there's been a couple Winfields added. That's basically the quick rundown of it. Just a quick little note: the update for the new boss is coming out in probably like a week from now. Actually, if I'm thinking about it, because it was like the 22nd of February. I think they were like 30 days. So yeah, give or
8
take.
days.
Yeah.
Around.
So 8 days from now, big update, new boss, probably not a new map. It doesn't seem like they haven't shown anything about that. So yeah, expect that. But yeah, we'll do some reviews of the new custom ammo and everything right here. So let's get it started. The new Winfield, the Centennial. It's the new medium ammo lever
It's
action.
big, it's bold, it's loud. And I haven't used it properly.
Well, I have, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not too bad actually. I enjoyed it. Levering on it is kind of mad, like it's fucking loud as fuck. Like it does like have a presence, compared to the shitty Winfields with levering where it's like sounds like you're firing a pea shooter at at like a fire rate way above. So yeah, it is a good gun in my opinion. I think that it's definitely going to give a run for the Vettelly carabiner, a run for its money in a way. Although it is expensive. Like, it's way too
How
much
much
in
is
my
it?
opinion.
It's around $300, which
is
is so which is a lot. So the carabiner is what, $90 or 110, something around that. While
I
these
assume-
weapons are 2-shot on the body, right? Which is an improvement to the normal Winfield that at a distance will be a 3 or 4-shot.
Yeah.
I assume
So,
they made it
sorry.
expensive because of levering, though.
but levering's virtually
It has
like the
its
same.
bullets.
It's the same in this Winfield as it is in another Winfield, because
Yeah.
it will still be a 2-shot at the distance that the weapon is viable. So the main problem with the Winfield, the normal one, is that it has a lot of damage decaying with distance.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen with this Winfield, and that's why this weapon is viable for long distance fights. But at close quarters, where the levering is viable, it will be the same. exactly the same,
Yeah.
except one's louder than the other, and maybe they have different recoils and slightly different shooting speeds.
Yeah, yeah, that is basically what it seems like. Like I think that it's definitely like it apparently has like obviously good damage, good range. So its range is better than the normal Winfield. Um, and yeah, like from when I played with it, it was it felt nicer to use than a normal Winfield. But I think that's just comes down to like the medium ammo aspect. But like I think it should be cheaper than it is. Like I get it, I get why it might be expensive because maybe levering, but in effect, as Nuno just said, there is no real difference, right? Except like when it comes to the levering. So yeah, I think that it should be a bit cheaper, in my opinion.
Yeah, because if I'm spending $300 for that weapon, I might as well think maybe I should spend like $100 more to buy a label, right? Which is
Yeah,
actually unlocked sooner.
yeah,
So we actually need to compare, like stats wise, if that weapon is worth over the label for this $100,
mm,
if it makes sense, or if the label's just better than, because I'm assuming the label deals more damage.
yeah, it definitely does.
Uh, the main problem with the label will always be how difficult it is to get ammo for it.
Yeah, yeah, um,
So I don't know, might be a better option.
yeah. I think that it is up to debate of players and also up to individuality as well. I'm sure some people might really love to use this new Winfield and they'll use it a lot. But some people just stick to the basics. I think it's a decent addition though. We might as well move on to the Terminus, which does also
Bang.
yes,
It go
Bang.
bang.
which does also
Okay.
have a sawn-off version called the Terminus hand cannon.
Just in case we needed
Yeah, just in
more
case.
ways to kill people.
Yeah,
I
at
don't know.
close range. So it costs a bunch of money. It is a similar price. Like I think it's 309 for the normal
Yeah.
one and 289 for the sawn-off variant. So like I think it's again too expensive, like with the Centennial, but it seems like a fun gun more so. Like I haven't used it that much, but I think like imagine if you have levering on it, like it's kind of insane, right? It's not as
It's
fast
still
as
not as good as Current King.
yeah, Crown
which
King is like insane, but it's for the price. I think it's kind of a good like if you pair it with levering, I think it's like it's a beta Crown and King basically. Like
Close
Current
enough.
King.
Let's call
Current
it that.
King's just disgusting though.
yeah, it is completely disgusting.
I've seen you use the Crown and King many a time.
Fuck off.
The problem with the Crown and
I'm
King is
the
that
best
it's
Crown
just
King player.
it's like the range is the main drawback of that gun.
And
Whereas
the price.
yeah, and of course the price. Whereas with these, I think the main drawback is just the fact that the reload time is insane. Like it's fucking long.
It's 14 seconds.
Not
for
fun.
full
Not fun
reload.
at all. Like I that's just something that I don't really like about it. But I mean, I think it's a good.
But to be fair, you don't have to
counterpoint.
fully reload it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a good counterpoint. Like or like
It's
a
to
good
stop the
drawback,
complete
yeah.
spam of it.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's
plus you don't again like with most things you don't get like an insane amount of ammo with it. You're still limited in some way. So if you fucking spam all your shots and you miss most of them, and then you run out of ammo, like you're gonna be fucked as well. Like it's the same.
But
with like,
this shotgun has like what? I think it has about 5 bullets or 6 that it can shoot, right?
I think it's 6 for the
mirror.
bigger one and 5 for the smaller one.
So my argument here is, if you need to reload after shooting 6 bullets that deal 190 of damage, and you're in danger, so you haven't killed the enemy, you deserve to die.
I mean that is a good point. Gotta take that into account.
I'm gonna hold you to that next time you miss 6 bullets and die.
Yeah. F in the chat for Nuno.
So I will definitely miss.
But yeah, so again, I think that maybe slightly overpriced. But like it's still a cool addition. I've liked these guns overall when when I've used them. So, like, I think they are cool. But yeah, we'll see how they kind of fit into the meta in general. So now we might as well move on to the other kind of, all the custom ammo that's been added.
Ammo.
Yes.
Loads of ammo.
So I'll just point out beforehand, all the ammo for like the custom ones is unlocked like per gun or per gun variant, sorry, like type of gun. So like the normal Winfields or the Labels or the Mosins, right? It's all unlocked via like XP in a way, so you have
It's
to,
like an extra variant.
yeah, so you have to play with the gun for however much, like gain this much XP with it, or you have to unlock this variant of the gun. So let's say with the Mosin, to unlock the spits around for the Mosin, you maybe have to unlock the Mosin sniper or something. I don't know exactly how
or
it
the
is.
aftermath first,
Yeah, like it's like
which
that.
is insane. So basically, if you want to actually unlock the special ammo type for the Mosin, you cannot prestige up
Yeah,
because
that's
most players will not unlock the aftermath. If they're focusing mainly on the Mosin, they'll not unlock the aftermath until what, level 96, maybe
yeah, like
97.
I'm not entirely sure. Like it just
Depends how
means
good
that
you are.
it just means that
I'm not.
you don't get a lot of room to actually use the custom ammo. Also, it seems to be quite an expensive thing overall. So I don't know exactly. They've just basically at this point made less of an incentive for people to actually prestige. Not that it actually matters in the game, like, but it is a nice thing to kind of have. You know, it's like, oh,
It
you
keeps
know,
the game fresh.
yeah,
I think that's
exactly.
the biggest argument
And
for
so
it. I like the prestige
yeah.
because it keeps it interesting.
Exactly. And so this is basically giving an advantage to players who don't prestige ever and or basically are like really good in the sense where
Yeah,
they can just
get a lot of
farm
XP
the
and
shit.
money.
Yeah, exactly. Or like also players who play with like one gun only ever. Then again, I don't know, there's not that many people who really do that, but yeah, that's just a vague outline of like what our kind of thoughts of that are, but let's actually move on to talking about the different types. So first one for the shotguns, we'll start on penny shot. Seems to be
But which one is the penny shot? Sorry.
the penny
It
shot.
shoots pennies.
Shoots pennies, increased damage, less
Oh,
range.
it's the one that spreads really.
Yeah,
It spreads a
does
lot. So
insane
the one
amount
that
of
is
spread.
useless at long distance.
Yeah, so basically,
Fair. It's a shotgun. Kind of expected.
I think me and Nuno last time were just basically saying that it seems, it's cheap.
PvE.
It
It's
seems
just
very
PvE.
PvE like and very situational PvP like because
No,
bro, if
I
you
think
bring
it
in a
doesn't make sense for PvP because
not
we're
really.
like when we're talking about like a shot at
Ooh.
the area of the shot that the shotgun is effective, it's when the shotgun's a one shot, right?
Yeah.
All shotguns are a one shot till like X distance from it. But
The
so if you
Romero hatchet isn't.
Yeah,
all right,
that's true.
oh, wait. So the shotgun does not need more damage inside of that effective distance. But what these ammo types doing is reducing the effective distance and increasing the damage, which for PvP is completely useless. For PvE against most mobs is completely useless, and it's only useful against mobs that you
Gonna
can
be right
reliably
next
hit
to.
from like right next to them. So meatheads, very good.
Or like
The butcher,
the
very good.
butcher.
The
Even
actual bosses,
yeah.
spiders, assassin, and wait, I've already said the
Yeah, you've already
right.
said the butcher.
All right, sorry. So it's very effective, but like, yeah, it's not gonna be useful for killing hives, grunts, because you don't need extra damage to kill them because they're
Yeah.
already a one shot. Maybe armored's all right. Maybe you'll kill them with one less shot than you usually do, but you can
Yeah.
just kill them with a knife.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't seem like super useful in general. I think it'd just be better to have the normal bullets. Yeah, so let's move on to the Fletcher. Seems, not gonna lie, kind of useless, in my opinion. So from what I know, I haven't actually played with it. Basically, all it is it causes bleeding, and like the more you hit somebody, the more, the higher the bleeding goes, which can obviously be stopped by bloodless. But not gonna lie, it doesn't seem like there'd be any, like, I don't know, any reason to use this round. Like,
Yeah.
you'd be better off having the more damage from having the normal bullet, the normal shotgun shell, and just killing them rather than making somebody bleed. Like,
Exactly.
I just
It-
it doesn't make sense to me. And like
Yeah.
we can bunch this up with the Dragon's Breath as
Yeah.
well,
So
which is the same.
if you're using a shotgun, you should be going for the one shot, because you're so close to the enemy that if you don't get the one shot, you yourself might die. And you're reducing your one shot capability by reducing the damage of your weapon to basically just pray that you, by hitting them and causing bleeding or fire with a dragon's breath, they'll panic and whiff, or just have to treat and stop the bleeding or burning. So if as long as you have a decent enough aim and you know that you can reliably hit the one shot, which is not hard, it doesn't make any sense. It only makes sense if you're already planning on whiffing the shot miserably, and
Yeah.
you know that you'll need to take more than one shot, and then it makes sense, because if you're taking more than one shot and they are bleeding or burning, you have an advantage.
So,
Although I won't lie,
Oh.
when I used the Dragon's Breath in the test server, it was very good fun.
All right, it's
to
fun.
be fair, it is a cool looking round, I will admit. But as
It's good
Nuno-
fun, and you feel really annoying burning off people's health bars.
Also, as Nuno was saying something about like you're only using them to whiff, like if you're gonna whiff. So
If
maybe
you're gonna,
it
if
might
you're gonna
be
whiff,
really
you want
good-
a one shot.
Might be really good for Nuno actually if he's.
Yeah, I think you probably
Oh my
find them
God,
very
we're
useful.
We're very funny. We're very funny today.
We are. We're
uh,
hilarious. Thank you.
But yeah, and
Thanks for
so
acknowledging that.
the Dragon's Breath to me makes more sense than the Flechette, right? It's Flechette?
Yeah, flesh.
because-
I don't know.
All right, the bleeding one. Because anyway, to me, burning's just like bleeding but better. Because
Yeah.
when you're burning, like you actually perma lose the bar, so the person really needs to stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
While bleeding, as long as the person's not running around, it will not be that effective immediately.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean like Dragon's Breath seems to be kind of pointless as well in like a sense of you're losing the damage for it, but it seems like a more fun version of the Flesh It round, and also potentially more damaging if you actually burn somebody's health off. That would be kind of mad. So yeah, maybe I think Flesh It kind of useless.
Decent on a secondary.
Yeah, yeah.
The burning one could be decent on a secondary shot,
Dragon's
because
Breath
you kill
can
a
be more
person and
useful.
they are immediately burning.
Yeah. So we'll say Dragon's Breath is like decent in some situations.
It's like B tier.
Slugs, big one.
Bang.
Bang. God, you need to stop.
It go bang.
It does go back right. So
Okay,
The
look, I've
slugs
not
are
played the
the
update. I don't have much input other than bang.
I haven't played it either, actually. But the slugs, I think, are the ones that break
Yeah.
the game, right?
they, I wouldn't say break, but they are really.
If you actually ever
really
manage
good.
to unlock them.
If you unlock them, when I played them on the test server, they were actually like, it was well fun to use them because it just meant my Spectre was like fucking could fucking shoot well far, which was insane. Like it just means that you can actually like hit a specific place, which obviously makes it more difficult if you're at a closer range. But like if a lot of the hunt fights don't happen just in like a super close, like there's a big variation in the
Yeah.
battles. You can fight in like an open field, in a forest, in like, or like in a cramped space. Like it really depends. So I think slugs just really gives it a good mix up to the shotguns. They are a little bit expensive, I believe. Like they are quite expensive from what I remember. So
They're what, like 150?
yeah, something like that. So you are really putting a lot
Yeah,
of money
which is
into it.
double the price of like most shotguns.
Well, I
or
mean,
at
like if
least
you have a
early
fucking
game shotguns.
Romero, right? Like
A Catwall is cheaper than the slug.
yeah,
I think.
yeah. Cadwell's like 100.
So-
So
That's where you think, is it worth like the amount of money I'm using here? Because you start thinking, basically it's the same as buying 2 Catwall.
yeah, exactly.
Does this have the worth of an extra Catwall, or does it does this not make that much? So if you're putting it on a Crown and King, fair enough. The King's what, $800. So you and
Yeah.
and you can spam a lot with it. So even though
I think the
you're
Crown
having a
King's,
damage,
I think the Crown
you have
King's more like 5, 6. I think 600 or something. But that's just
yeah whatever. You can spam a lot with the Crown and King, and
Hmm.
you have that damage reduction. But because you can shoot so fast and at an increased distance, it actually makes a lot of sense and makes the weapon even more disgusting and game breaking. But on a casual rival, that doesn't make that much sense to me.
Yeah. I can agree with that. So I mean, can be useful, can also not. The last one is Star Shell, which
Ah, my favorite.
It's purely a meme. From
Yeah.
What I've
No,
heard.
it's not. It's
what I've
not.
found is I'm
Go
pretty sure
on, Nuno. Why is it not?
It's very viable for like peaking angles, like
No.
to have like on the secondary shotgun. Like
I think you're wrong about it. I might be wrong, but I remember in one of the videos they showed the Star Shell one or something, and it was just shooting a flare.
Yeah, it's just a fucking flare.
Oh, you told me it was a flashbang.
Yeah, I thought it was as well, but
no, it's a
I'm an
flare.
idiot. It's
All right,
it
so it's
literally
completely useless, guys. Guys,
It's a meme. That's what I was saying.
Thank God you deleted that
I
podcast.
I fully thought
Oh,
that it
but
was like
I could have made a comment about you guys being idiots.
Thank
I
God you
already
deleted that
am.
podcast.
I was gonna say.
I still think that like a flashbang that would have like half the impact or intensity of
for
a normal
sure,
flashbang
yeah.
on a shot would be very interesting for the game.
But yeah, flare, like I mean,
Flare is not
it's
useful
just,
at all.
yeah, like I think that it's I
I
think
mean,
that it's
okay,
funny,
you can
but it's
burn heavies, not heavies, sorry, armors instantly,
yeah.
I guess,
I don't know.
and
It seems
you
like a
can
meme,
cover
though.
yourself on a night map
Yeah,
in a way.
it's just
Still,
$10, isn't it? Yeah, $10.
yeah,
So
but there's probably damage reduction, right?
oh fucking 100%. It's a flare you're shooting.
It's a flare. There's no damage to it.
No, there will be some. Like if you hit
Yeah, like,
somebody with
minimal,
it
though.
directly for some reason, it'll probably do a bit of.
For some reason.
It'll do some damage and
I
then
love your lack of trust in this.
they'll
in
stop
this ammo card.
burning as well. I assume. Maybe.
Well,
Well, if
so
it's a regular flare does
yeah.
burn,
So surely. It
so
will, yeah.
it's basically Dragon's Breath, but like way worse.
Yeah, but also kind of funny. So
Holy shit!
take it
I
as
had
you will.
such high
Yeah,
hopes
you
for the
you
Star Shell.
definitely did. Yeah, sorry,
was
I
so
led you
hyped.
on.
I was so hyped, and it was actually a flare all along. Crying.
Big rip. Right. Let's move on to the rifles and pistols. This is the real meat and potatoes. So incendiary ammo is the first one we can talk about.
hot.
Yeah, it is.
We hot.
Oh my God.
Jeez, loads of references. So it's expensive. All things considered, like in all of the departments, compact, medium, long, the incendiary rounds are like above 50 or between 50 to 70, for all of them. They seem to be like decent, but they take more than one bullet to actually ignite somebody, so kind of a bit annoying in that sense.
Yeah, no, but I
But
think that's
I
that's
think, yeah,
balanced.
I think that
That's
it's balanced
what
because
I
if you were
originally.
getting, yeah,
It hurts. It
If you
hurts
go
the
back-
repeaker.
If you go back
Yeah.
to the third podcast, which was the one we saw the picture
yeah,
of
yeah,
the ammo, and when I was talking about it, that's how I said I wanted the incendiary
Yeah,
ammo to be,
yeah.
because it's not broken.
Yeah.
Like you're not just
I think-
igniting someone with one shot.
I
But-
remember saying something about the sparks. It could be an insta kill,
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
because
but
of
there's
the
also a
reduced damage,
damage.
it's
But
not.
there's a damage reduction, right?
yeah,
Yeah, but we
But-
didn't know that at the time.
yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
know.
So the thing I'm most interested in is like how it will affect the game like in another ways than just shooting flares,
Mm.
which is igniting oil, instantly exploding barrels, mainly red barrels. That's very good, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It is good for dealing with armors because you can
Mhm.
just shoot them twice.
Yeah,
I
it seems
think
like
it
a
adds
use-
some.
it is definitely a useful one, all things
Yeah.
considered. And
It's good. I think it's useful to have on a pistol. I'm not sure if I would put it on my main weapon
Yeah,
Because
maybe
I'm
like
not
a
sure if I want to
secondary.
take that damage reduction on
That's
on a primary rifle.
Unless I was taking a single shot.
yeah, maybe. So yeah, like I think that there's benefit to it, but I think also it is a bit expensive on like compact ammo $50. Like if your pistol's only like fucking like 15
$50.
or like to like let's say between the price range of like 15 to 50 bucks. Like
Let's
it's,
pretend you're playing with a silenced gun pistol.
I don't even
Which
think you can get it for
What do you mean pretend? I've seen you do that many times.
It's only when I'm as always.
What?
What?
Would you like to try that again?
You cut out.
I said it's only when I'm poor, which is always. Sorry.
Okay,
I was
makes
gonna
sense.
say.
Aren't we all? Right. So poison rounds is the next one. I'm not gonna lie, they are the cheapest and, to be honest, in my opinion, the most useful when it comes to killing mobs.
Useful.
So
Did you say useful?
Yeah, for
when
killing
mobs. Maybe you should use your ears sometimes, Nuno.
No, I'm just getting triggered.
Look, if you take them on a silencing a gun pistol or like any pistol, let's
Is
say,
it a one shot?
yeah, because it's poison. You one-shot immolators, you one-shot zombies, you one-shot armoreds.
Wait, you one shot emulator?
Yeah, because it's poison.
Alright,
It's poison and it's a blunt round, so they don't blow up.
Yeah.
Alright, so that okay, one shotting emulator is the only decent thing I've heard from these ammo types so far.
Look,
Because I watched you blow up many an immolator because you're an
Yeah.
idiot.
I'm not gonna lie. It's just, it seems to be pretty useful as like a secondary. Like a lot of these custom ammos, like I wouldn't use it as a primary because you can't wallbang with it. But as a secondary, like think about it, right? You're in a gunfight with somebody. You hit them once, and then like let's say with a label, and then they're pushing up on you. You whip out the pistol with poison on it. Not only is it going to make it harder for them to hit you as well, if they're not dead already, but it's also going to it's going to hurt them still. Like not that much. It obviously.
It blow up in the poison. Does it leave a poison cloud behind?
A small
doubt
poison cloud. Clown.
That can
Clown?
stop that can stop
Wait.
immediate revives as well.
I don't know how long it lasts. I believe it's not very long. So yeah,
but
maybe
even if
to
it's like
stop
30 seconds, that
immediate
can still
revive. But yeah, I'm not
potentially
sure.
come in handy.
Yeah, I'm
That
not sure.
can stop Necromancer.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they won't actually be able to see, most likely, if
Unless they're
there's
looking at it.
Yeah, it depends. How
Yeah,
far
no,
away they
but
are.
they'll most likely be in cover and not be able to react in time.
Yeah, there's a lot of like interesting things I feel like it can be done with it, if depending on how exactly it works, which I'm not too sure on. But like, it just seems like
The thing is, a lot of people just already take antidote shots by default, me being one of them. And people will just start taking antidote shots, and pack mule being so broken.
Yeah, but then they take antidote shots, and that's less things they can throw at you. So
Yeah,
swings
no,
and
but
roundabouts.
pack mule is just a broken trait that only costs 3 trait points.
I wouldn't say it's. I would. Yeah, but you have
I
to.
would
You
say
have to.
pack mule is definitely the best trait right now. But you take an antidote shot, but you don't really get punished by it unless you take it really early trade with another
you don't get
squad
punished
in
for
the game.
taking an antidote shot, really, unless you find
Sorry, I've been informed that I was blowing AF. I think that's because I'm actually incapable of speaking and I was blowing into my microphone as I was speaking.
Oh Jesus Christ.
There's if you have pack mule, there's literally almost no punishment for taking an antidote.
There's no punishment for taking an antidote shot if you find a loot box anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a fucking difference.
I don't know. I think it's.
I think you're hyping up pack mule more than it needs to be.
To be fair, it just honestly.
It's very useful. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say it's broken.
Yeah. I think it
should be a 5 trait.
I think it all just depends on like how things are used. Like it's like everything in this game is super situational. Like you pack mule might not be useful for some people at all. Like they'll have it, but they won't even use it because they don't find any loot boxes or anything, or like even kill anyone. Like it.
But with the caravans and their loot boxes in like all the compounds or almost
you
all the
don't always
compounds.
have like. It's just it really depends on like whether you have like the time for it as well, like because you obviously have to go to a loot box and do like you're not going to use it in the middle of a fight probably if you can't get to the loot box like safely. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but you can
everything's
loot
such-
hunters and it's still two
Yeah.
tools or two items
But
or
you have to be
whatever.
able to kill them
So-
first.
Yeah. Look, anyway,
Yeah,
like
all
that.
right. But I just
Pack Mule is besides the point anyway because this is
yeah, we'll
custom
talk
anyway,
about
so-
it in
tangent.
another podcast.
Yeah. So, the next round
Tune in next week for Max to delete another episode.
should be 2 weeks from when this is out.
Tune in
hopefully.
3 weeks from now because
Oh,
Max
God
has
damn
deleted
it.
another episode.
Shut up! I'm gonna cry.
You fucking shit, dude.
No, anyway. Yeah, no, Dum Dums. That's the next one. These are the.
You are a dum dum.
God damn it! I'm never gonna be able to let this go.
Stop making
Nope.
fun of him.
But yeah, so the Dum Dums. These are the ones that cause bleeding. They're just the actual normal bullets rather than the shotgun ones. And yeah, they seem to be like kind of good in a way, where like you can cause bleeding, which for like somebody who's more scared of it, like a lower level player, I think it'd be really useful against them, because the more you play Hunt, the more you realize that like the first level of bleeding is kind of like shit all. Like it really doesn't do a lot. So you get shot once by one of these rounds, and you'll probably still take the fight if you're experienced. But if you're a newer player and you start bleeding, you'll be like, oh shit, I need to stop this.
I need to
straight
hold
away.
F. Cover me.
So yeah, like it seems to be, I don't know, it seems to be like kind of okay, but at the same time, normal ammo seems to be better again, like in this scenario. Same with like a
It
lot
could
of the
be
other
decent
ones.
on a on a pistol that shoots really quickly. So like a Bornheim
Maybe.
or a pistol with fanning could be decent. On a primary, it doesn't make sense. Once again,
Yeah,
I don't think there are many ammo types that make sense on a primary weapon.
yeah,
Not
that's
gonna
the
lie.
thing. So yeah, Dum Dum, not much to say. I think it's okay, but kind of like a bit pointless. Also, really pointless on something like the Nitro. Fucking what? Anyway.
Yeah. Once again, you're taking the one-shot potential from the weapon to.
It's like the explosive round on the Nitro.
Yeah.
It's nerfing the Nitro.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the
Yeah, you're
Nitro just needs its normal ammo to be good.
Then after once again, you're meant to go for the one-shot. So why the fuck are you nerfing yourself by taking the one-shot potential
Yeah.
to add like an effect?
Yeah.
It also
Fire,
loses all its
poison or whatever.
penetration.
Hmm.
Anyway, besides the point, dum dum.
Yeah. I just think
It's
that's-
pretty dum dum.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
It's pretty shit.
Explosive. That's the next one. In fact, I'm just going to point out something before we start talking about this. Even I should have done it before any of them. Is the single shot rifles, such as the Sparks, the Martini, or the Springfield, can all take more than one ammo
And the
type.
Romero.
And the Romero, so you can take 2 different ammo types, which means you could take normal and like a, I don't know, explosive or something, or you could
And
take
wait, how do you trade the ammo types?
X.
yeah.
So
you know
do
how
you
you-
need the trade to pick up like bullets to not lose a bullet when you're trading?
Oh no.
because that wouldn't make sense.
I mean,
You just put the bullet back in your pocket. Think about it like that.
but I'm assuming that maybe with Mosins or whatever or lapels.
Yeah, but they're not one shot,
You'll-
Yeah.
so you can't swap ammo types.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
No problem.
There's a
So
there's a meme for this a meme template for this situation. It's the guy like tapping his head.
yeah. No, but basically the explosive seems to be a interesting round that can be used in sort of a utility way. Because obviously it has an area of effect. So like let's say on a Martini you could take that as like your secondary ammo and then use it to like, I don't know, you could blow open a window if somebody's peeking, like close it or something, or you could just use it to try and like damage kind of a small area of effect where like a player is hiding behind, something like that. Like I feel like it's more spooky than it is actually useful. Like I feel like if you fucking see exploding bullets flying at you, you're gonna be scared, right? But when you realize that I don't think they do as much damage. Obviously, they like just don't seem. They can't wall bang. Like obviously they can do like an area effect behind the wall, but if you're far enough behind a wall, you're not going to take any damage from it. Like it seems like kind of just a bit.
I'm assuming
meh.
it compensates a little bit. That I'm assuming it will deal more damage on like leg shots and arm shots than like normal
I
bullets, but like
think
less damage on
maybe.
like vital points.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure because I obviously the penetration isn't high, so yeah, I think it'll do more damage on like a leg shot than it would like a normal bullet would, just because it's also like exploding and damaging more area.
Yeah. Once again, you shouldn't be aiming for the leg either way.
Yeah, exactly. But it
I
happens.
don't know. I thought that was your usual target though.
And that's because I like to torture my enemies. I mean the knee.
Oh, that's why you keep dying. Okay, I get it. You're torturing them.
Maybe he's torturing us. No,
He's definitely torturing us.
If anyone's torturing anyone, it's me deleting all the podcasts. Or maybe I'm saving people. I don't know. Right, but Full Metal Jacket is the next one. This is the one that is like high wall bang kind of shit. It wall bangs through metal, but it is fucking expensive. If I'm correct, yeah, it's one of the more expensive ones. It's more expensive than the Incendiary, the Dum Dum.
It's like 200, right?
No. It's usually like, it depends what you have it on. It's like 85, 75, 60.
Oh,
but it's,
right. I was a bit far off.
yeah, you're a little bit far off, but it is expensive. But it just obviously there's less damage because because yeah, it does decrease the damage, so obviously it's not as effective. So yeah, like people kind of thinking like maybe decrease or like increase the damage again or whatever, but I don't know. I just don't think it'll be used that much.
Yeah, it's only used to wall bang the fucking 3 metal sheets that are around in each map.
Yeah. So I don't know. In my opinion, kind of a bit where.
It's like there are not enough metal surfaces that need to be wall banged by Full Metal Jacket for it to make sense to exist in a way. Maybe it's also better at wall banging through wood. I guess. I hope actually.
Yeah.
Maybe it could wall bang through the metal gates.
I think it might be able to.
But they're very thick, so
we'll see. Yeah. So I don't know. Again, interesting one, but I just don't think it'll be used that much. The next one is similar in a way. It's the high velocity. Well, only similar in the sense that it's yeah, it kind of goes pew pew. Basically, this is only for pistols.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Or it's only for compact ammo. You can't get it on anything else. And yeah, it obviously it is what it is. High velocity, which means you can, long distance headshots are more likely. Let's say with a Winfield.
there's less damage decaying.
Yeah.
With this, so it doesn't lose as much momentum.
They are priced at $90, so expensive, but I think it's probably reasonable for the fact that I'm
not sure how useful it is for pistols. I mean, I guess basically it conserves the one-shot potential for pistols for a longer distance.
I guess since the accuracy isn't as good, like you're probably not gonna.
Yeah, it's not that easy to hit the shot either way.
Distance. So yeah, it seems it might be useful on some things. Maybe some of the kind of higher accuracy pistols, and like a Winfield, but
those pistols
maybe like a Winfield marksman would probably be pretty good with it. I think.
Oh yeah, the Winfield
like that, like, yeah, exactly. Like something.
It's the only weapon it makes sense,
exactly, right? Yeah. So yeah,
it seems viable actually.
Then there's the Spitzer, which is like, it's a faster round. But it
sounds very German.
Basically, the whole point of it is that you can wall bang through like players and mobs. Like it's meant to be like a super high penetration round that's only long ammo.
Wait, so if I shoot a mob through Nuno, that's okay?
Yeah.
So basically, remember when you're trying to kill an enemy and they keep running in front of you?
Yeah, it happens more than I'd like it to happen.
Yeah, this time you'll actually like land a shot on the enemy.
Oh, as
And
well
also
as you.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also me. You'll
Now,
not just kill me. You'll land a shot on the enemy.
It has a huge caveat though, which is the fact that it costs $220, which is fucking too high.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Isn't this like also like the high velocity pistols like
I think it's lower
In-
velocity.
Well, no.
No.
It's basically it seems to be like similar to the high velocity in some sense, but it's different because oh no, sorry, it's sort of the same, but you'll only ever really see the gains of it because all the guns that it's on are on fucking high penetration rounds anyway, such as like a Labella or a Mosin, and
Mhm.
then you imagine like I don't know, it's only ever gonna really do something when you're leading a target from a long range. It'll obviously be you don't have to lead as far, and then like in the fucking off chance that you happen to line some people up, like you can kill them, but that's
That's
not gonna
so
happen.
unlikely.
So it seems like you might see some gains from using it like on a sniper, like a Mosin sniper or a Lebel marksman, but I don't know. It just seems like too much money for what it does. I just don't think it'll be used. You might as well just use the normal ammo. But yeah, those are all the kind of new ammos. The crossbow ammos are like the same, except there's a
They basically work how the crossbows worked before.
except now there's like a chaos and the
Yeah, there's just
choke.
extra stuff.
On the small one, which isn't like that much of an add-on really. Like it's interesting, but
One thing it kind of seems like Crytek have done is like it kind of feels like they were worried about breaking the game
sort of, yeah.
with the new ammos, so they've just made it really hard to get,
I
which is
did
kind of
mention that
disappointing
last
people.
It's funny
Well,
that
I
you
was-
think that because I did say that to Max last week.
Yeah.
Well, because like there was so much hype about it, but also that there was a lot of worry for like especially the Reddit community that were like it could be quite broken
Yeah.
in the way they implement it. So I think they've taken that on board, but maybe gone a bit to the extreme with it as a precaution.
Feels
Which
like
Yeah.
they're just scared.
I'd rather it be.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be this way than broken for a few weeks.
Yeah, but I
Because
wish
it now
that they...
and now this time at least they can
No, I'd rather them
start
actually
buffing
break
things
the game.
slowly.
I'd rather them break the game and then realize where they need to make changes than like making it an update that seems like it's adding a lot to the game but isn't actually altering the gameplay that much.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh, what do we do now?
Like,
Because they'll end up the game either way.
yeah. I don't know. I just kind of wish that it was more accessible, more so than anything. Like, because obviously none of any of the ammo is like super broken, but it's just very inaccessible, as we've mentioned.
Yeah.
I just wish that you could just get it more often. Like, you didn't have to just sit on one prestige and level
I
up
feel
a
like
certain
it
weapon to
might
get it.
not have needed its own unlock.
No,
or
probably not. Like,
or a separate unlock
I
tree.
think maybe some of them, at least some of the ammo should be just like, oh, you have like you've unlocked, I don't know, the Nagant
like the
silencer
Star
of the
Shell.
pistol or something, and it's like, okay, now that you've unlocked the Nagant silencer, which most people will unlock, like, it's just like, okay, now you've unlocked like these 3 ammo types or whatever, or like I think it should be easier to get it. Like, I don't think there should be no like challenge for it, because if you got
some
it
of them are like, pretty broken.
exactly, if you
But
got
that's where the
straight
price
up,
comes in.
yeah, I don't know. It seems weird that there's also like the high price mixed in with the fact that you have to unlock it in the first place. Seems like kind of So yeah, I don't know. It seems interesting, but we might as well kind of move on to talking about how we think all of these additions are going to affect the meta, in some way.
So they definitely buff some certain traits.
Yeah.
Like evidently Soul Skin Bulwark, Mythidrillist, and Bloodless.
Yeah, Mithridist, I
Which-
believe, is the.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, have we learned how to pronounce that?
I haven't.
I did. Nuno hasn't.
I know me and Max once had about a 20-minute long conversation about how to pronounce it, and the conclusion was we don't know.
Yeah, basically.
So,
but I kind
since
of read it.
the Bulwark now has way more value because of the explosive shots.
Mm.
I think its accessibility should be made easier. So you shouldn't unlock that shit on like level 95. Maybe you should unlock it on around level 60,
Yeah,
70, maybe around the bomb lands. It
I
should
think
also
that
more should be cheaper.
I completely agree because people might be unlocking explosive rounds way earlier, and it's like you want something to be able to, in a way, defend against that potentially, even if you don't.
Oh,
come
there's going to be
across it.
more explosives at least anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I just think that it's a good thing to have, like in general, like to be able to unlock it sooner on, but yeah, that's just one of the things. There's also slugs, which I think are going to be used a lot more.
Yeah.
I think people who use shotguns a lot will really play with them a lot because it means you don't have to sacrifice your secondary for like like an uppercut or something, like a long
Yeah,
range pistol.
or
Like you can
get quartermaster and get
yeah,
a combat weapon.
exactly. Like you can just bring a just a different weapon, like I don't know, a Bornheim or something, right?
Yeah.
And you can still fight at like a medium range, yeah, not long range, but like you can clearly avoid that usually. So it just gives versatility to shotgun play. I think those are going to be used a lot. Yeah, I think. Oh, one thing, Nuno, that you really wanted to talk about is about like the Burning Hunters. This isn't really about the meta in a specific way, but just about kind of, especially with all this incendiary ammo coming in and setting people on fire with bullets. We were saying that it would be really good to be able to just be able to put someone out, like someone you've killed and they're on fire, your enemy, you should be able to basically stop them from burning without using a choke.
Yeah, because sometimes there's just like no strategic value anymore for an enemy player to be burning, and you'll want to loot the enemy, and what you need to spend a piece of utility to be able to loot them, which is insane because if you can put your teammates out by just holding F, it means that it's physically possible. Like it's not against game mechanics or game sense to stop the fire by yourself without utility.
Yeah.
So the only reason that you can't put your enemies, you can't stop the fire on your enemies when they're dying, it's because there's no strategic value, or no direct strategic value. Because why are you helping them? But there actually is, especially as you mentioned on the podcast that you deleted. Now with these new ammo types coming in, it'll be harder to get ammo if you have a special ammo type, and sometimes you'll need to steal your opponent's weapon, your opponent's gun, because you might just run out of ammo.
Mm-hmm. Although after playing a bit, I mean, it depends where you're fighting, but some of the guns obviously have a criminally low amount of ammo in general, which will make it easy to run out of. But there is actually a decent amount of this special ammo dotted around compounds and obviously also dotted on all of the caravans on the map. So it's not like it's not there, it's just definitely not as easy to find as like a normal ammo box.
It's not convenient mid fight.
Yeah. So we'll see, I guess, how that goes. But yeah, like the metas I think slightly changed, but honestly, as we mentioned earlier, they have made it quite like a tame update in a sense. Like haven't really done like loads.
It was way overhyped.
Yeah, 100%. However, with some things that I don't think are overhyped, there were some things in this update which I was actually quite happy about, and I'm sure
Concertina.
Well,
is that out yet, or is that still to come? I don't know.
What do you mean, Concertina?
They're changing Concertina slightly.
Oh, I don't think that's out yet. Maybe I'm wrong, but they obviously reworked the heavy doors.
Oh yes, finally.
Which, basically now they just
no more getting stuck in them.
Once you crank them fully open, they stay open. They don't close automatically, which is thank God, so nice. And also apparently the windows on heavy doors are now larger and have less bars, so projectiles can go through them more often. And as well as that, some of the heavy doors have been just replaced with a windowless version completely. So like they're just fully like
Can't wait to get capped while running past or not even thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's going to be infuriating for about a week.
Yeah, and then you're gonna quit the game.
Yes, I think I will.
Yeah. They also improved ladders. They increased the mount and dismount speed at the top of ladders. So basically, you ever got to the top of a ladder and
That's good.
you're being shot at and you're like, oh my god, this is so slow. I'm just stuck in midair for like a second. Like, it's now a bit faster. However, the climb speed
It's now
is
only half a second
unchanged.
I'll be stuck in midair.
Yeah. Generally, I think better. They added in a bunch of metal doors around the map in different areas, and they've added like a bunch of different spawns and stuff and whatnot. If you really want to know exactly where those are, you can check out the patch notes. I'll leave a link for that down below. They also increased the number of loot envelopes that can potentially spawn, which is obviously a win-win for everybody.
That's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Now Nuno won't steal every single fucking one of them. Maybe I'll actually get a chance to get one.
Max gets most of them.
Because he finds them. That's why.
No,
It's way
we
too
all
lazy
find
to look.
No, we all find the same amount of them, like statistically. But Max gets most of them because he's better than us.
No. Not recently.
I mean, I'm the best player in this
of course,
squad.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why you've got the negative KD.
They
Leave my 0.89 alone.
oh no, outing yourself. But yeah, there's also a bunch of bug fixes, like a ton. So
A lot.
if you really want to look through those, you can check them out as well. But I don't recommend it. I've had a read through, and it's just minor things usually. So yeah, they also, I've noticed actually, even by just playing, I think that generally speaking, the like graphics performance has improved a bit. Like I think I've been getting better frames in general.
Optimized.
Yeah, there's been some optimization, so is that. So that's an interesting little thing. So yeah, me very like. Thank you, Crytek, except for the kind of weirdly not.
Thank you, Daddy Crytek.
Not interesting update, but kind of interesting update. I don't know. If you have any like specific opinions about it, let us know down below, because honestly, I don't fucking know. Like, it's a weird update, but it's kind of cool. But yeah, we'll see how it really affects like any metas in the future. Whether it'll be even used that much, or just like kind of a gimmick.
I've got a feeling it's going to be used in a lot of secondary weapons, more than anything.
Yeah, probably. I think so as well. It just doesn't make sense for like main weapons, to be honest. But yeah, I think we've kind of gone through a lot of the stuff that we wanted to talk about. Mainly stuff that, well, we talked about last week. But we
Good job.
don't talk about that anymore. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's basically it. Well, the new update's coming out in like 8 days, so look forward to that. And yeah, check out the Hunt Showdown subreddit. It's got lots of funny memes on that. And yeah, I guess that's all from us. Have a good week, or 2 weeks, I guess.
Or don't.
Maybe 3, depending on if I delete the next one or not. And
try not to delete this one.
Please do. I want to have
be
this
an attempt.
conversation again for the 3rd time.
Oh, hell yeah. Right, anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe.
Listening.
Like. Oh, well, no, but you're watching on YouTube, man. Like.
Yeah, but like, there's nothing to watch. It's a listening thing.
Fuck!
Oh my
Right, anyway, thank you for listening, everybody.
I want every episode animated from now on. Go on, chop chop.
Oh. Make sure to like, subscribe, whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. But yeah, we'll catch you in the next episode. Adios.
Lol.
Fuck, I'm gonna put my shoes on, bro. What do you mean who the fuck is this? Me, Mario.